Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
So, in our last class, we discussed about alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. So, it is simply radioactive decay. In today's class, we start with nuclear energy. This is the most important topic because in our future means in our coming classes, we will get the important thing, that is nuclear reactor, which gives enormous amount of energy, and nowadays which is the only solution to satisfy the energy requirements of the world. Okay. So, that is the importance of this topic, nuclear energy. Okay, ma? Right. So, in this topic, nuclear energy, what is nucleus? We already know, right? So, nucleus consists of neutrons and protons, which are combinedly called them as nucleons. Okay, right. So, in day before yesterday class, you studied a graph which is energy, which is that binding energy per nucleon, as a function of mass, From that graph, EBn as a function of mass, we can conclude, okay, right. So, this is what binding energy per nucleon, right. So, EBn is nothing but binding energy per nucleon. Mathematically, it is the ratio of binding energy of the nucleus to the number of nucleons. I will repeat once again, EBn is the binding energy of the nucleus to the number of nucleons, okay, right. So, from this graph EBn versus mass, we can conclude this important point. See here, the greater the binding energy, So, what is meant by binding energy? When a certain number of neutrons and protons are brought together to form a nucleus of a certain charge and mass, and energy will be released, In a simple manner, when certain amount of neutrons and protons are brought together to form a nucleus, the difference in mass cause the releasing of certain amount of energy. That energy is called as binding energy. Okay, right. So, the greater the binding energy, from that graph, the greater the binding energy, the less is the total mass of a nucleus. So, you see the bracket, that nucleus we are also calling it as bounded system. Okay, right. So, when the binding energy is greater, the less is the total mass of the nucleus. Okay, right. Consequently, so when this is correct, according to this, what will happen in the next? So, that is why I put consequently. See here, the energy will be released, when nuclei with less total binding energy transform to nuclei with greater binding energy. See here, the energy will be released when nuclei with less total binding energy transform to nuclei with greater binding energy. Okay. So, when a nuclei with less total binding energy transform to nuclei with greater binding energy, certain amount of energy will be released. Okay. See the next. This is what, when a heavy nucleus decays into two or more intermediate mass fragments. When a heavy nucleus decays into two or more intermediate mass fragments, in the bracket I have written fission, okay, or when light nuclei fuse into a heavier nucleus, fusion. When light nuclei fuse into heavier nucleus, fusion. So, these two words are very important. Next, so in the same chapter, coming classes, we are going to know about what is fission and what is fusion clearly. Okay. So, fission means the meaning is separation, fusion means combined, added, combined. Okay. Right. See here, when a heavy nucleus decays into, heavy nucleus means what? Mass is high, mass is more, right. Generally, what is meant by mass? Amount of matter contained in a body, right. So, in that nucleus, what are present? I already told you in the beginning of this class, nucleus consists of neutrons and protons. Protons having positive charge, neutrons has no charge, but neutrons are having mass, protons also having mass. So, that atomic structure, so whatever we discussed in the last chapter, that you must keep in mind when this topic is going on, right. Mostly our interest is about nucleus, right. So, the nucleons present in the nucleus are simply neutrons and protons, okay, right, according to our topic. See here, when a heavy nucleus decays into, heavy means I already told you, heavier in mass, more mass, right, decays into two or more intermediate mass fragments, or in another way, when light nuclei fuse into a heavier nucleus. Light nuclei means less in mass, fuse into a heavier nucleus, that is called as fusion. So, I already told you, fusion means combined, fission means separation. So, here according to the statement also you can conclude. So, when a heavy nucleus decays into two or more intermediate mass fragments, means here heavy nucleus is going to split into two parts. So, two smaller fragments, two smaller massive nucleus fragments. So, that is simply called as fission. Okay, right. Next, here two small things, that is those are what? Lighter nuclei. So, less in mass combined to form a heavier nucleus. Okay, right. Next. So, why I put here next? So, because of all these things, so whatever we discussed from starting onwards, energy will be released. So, either fission or fusion, certain amount of energy will be released. So, that we are going to concentrate here. So, in case of conventional energy sources means, see the bracket, burning of a coal. In case of conventional energy sources, we can expect energy in electron volt. You know what is electron volt? 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. Okay. So, which is the unit of energy? Electron volt is the unit of energy. Okay. Right. In case of conventional energy sources, burning of a coal, we can expect energy in electron volts, whereas in case of nuclear reactions, the energy is in the order of million electron volt. Okay. So, starting itself I told the topic is nuclear energy. Here the important application of this topic is nuclear reactor. So, in nuclear reactor we are getting enormous amount of energy. That is the only solution to satisfy our nowadays world energy requirements. Okay, right. So, in case of conventional energy sources, for example, burning of a coal, we can expect energy in electron volts. So, which is small, electron volt is small when compared to million electron volt. Whereas in the case of nuclear reactions, the energy is order of million electron volt. Okay, right. Thus, for the same quantity of matter, so for the same mass, nuclear source produces million times more energy than a chemical source. For the same quantity of matter, nuclear source produce a million times more energy than a chemical source. This is the important point now. So, this is our basic need here. This is only our need now. So, releasing of energy, production of energy, gaining of energy, acquiring of energy, right. So, when compared to the chemical source, that is what burning of a coal, we are getting energy in terms of electron volt. Whereas, in case of nuclear source, we are getting million times more energy. So, here we are getting the advantage of this topic. Because the topic is nuclear energy. Okay, right. See here one example also given. For example, fission of 1 kg. What is fission? See here, splitting of heavy nucleus into 2 or more intermediate mass fragments. Splitting of heavy nucleus into 2 or more intermediate mass fragments. Okay. So, I already wrote here. When a heavy nucleus decays into 2 or more intermediate mass fragments, which is simply called as fission. Okay, right. See this. Fission of 1 kg of uranium generates 10 to the power of 14 joules of energy. Whereas burning of 1 kg coal gives 10 to the power of 7 joules of energy. So, simply here they have given number also. So, how much energy released, right? Either in case of chemical source or in case of nuclear source. So, here uranium is the nuclear source. So, coal is the source of chemical. So, chemical source, right. So, you compare, then you can get it. So, how much difference is there numerically? Quantity of energy, right. See here, fission of 1 kg uranium generates 10 to the power of 14 joules of energy, whereas burning of 1 kg of coal gives 10 to the power of 7 joules of energy. Okay, right. Next, what is fission? we are going to discuss in deep. Here we know only the statement like the definition, right. So, what is fission? We got it. Here we discussed through the fission process how much energy will be released. In case of chemical source, how much energy will be released. In case of nuclear source, how much energy will be released, and we understood the energy released in case of nuclear source is million times more when compared to the energy released due to the chemical source, okay, right. See here, fission, right. Observe carefully, new possibilities were exist by bombarding nuclei with other nuclear particles such as proton, neutron and alpha particle, right. So, naturally in the internal part of a sun, nuclear reactions takes place. So, two hydrogen combined to give, right, next deuteron, then helium. So, you can conclude that in case of sun, nuclear reactions are taking place continuously. So, here if you observe this point, here we are going to artificial side. New possibilities were exist by bombarding nuclei with other nuclear particles such as proton, neutron and alpha particle. So, alpha particle means helium 4 2, alpha particle means helium 4 2. So, 4 is the mass number, 2 is the atomic number. So, that is alpha particle. Neutron already you know, right, no charge, only mass. Proton already you know, mass is there, charge is positive, right. So, these two are present inside the nucleus, right. So, other than these two, alpha particle also, right. So, it is like a chemical reaction, but we can't call like that, it is a nuclear reaction. But in our chemistry subject also, you know what is a chemical reaction, how two things are going to combine to give a new compound or a new product. So, here also similar to that, but it is nuclear process, right. So, that is why he mentioned clearly regarding artificial, we are going towards artificial because we are going to construct a nuclear reactor, right. So, this is the important point. New possibilities were exist by bombarding nuclei with other nuclear particles such as proton, neutron and alpha particle, okay, right. Next, a most important neutron induced nuclear reaction, is fission. Observe this point carefully. A most important neutron induced nuclear reaction is fission. Example, see here, when uranium isotope bombarded with a neutron. So, this is the uranium isotope 23592. So, 235 is the mass number, 92 is the atomic number, right. So, atomic number means number of protons, mass number means number of protons plus number of neutrons. So, it is the nucleons number. In one atom, you must know there is a nucleus. Inside the nucleus, neutrons and protons are present. Outside the nucleus, electrons are present. The number of electrons is equal to number of protons. This is the reason, this is the important point which accounts for neutral behavior of atom, right. So, that is the information about atom. Here, when you are going to bombard uranium isotope with a neutron, observe clearly what is happening. So, it is N10, plus uranium-235-92. Uranium-235-92 gives rise to uranium-236-92. 236-92. So, in our previous classes, you came to know what are isobars, isotopes, isotones, etc. Okay. So, here it is uranium-236-92. Okay, right. Next, so this is like a secondary product. So, when these two are going to combine, this is the product or resultant of these two. Next, this is going to split into like barium Ba 14456. Next, krypton 8936. So, the top one is mass number, bottom one is atomic number. So, please keep in mind barium 14456 plus krypton 8936 plus 3 neutrons will be released. 3 neutrons will be released, right. So, there is a chance for these 3 neutrons to participate in the nuclear reactions again. This is the very important point which helps us in case of nuclear reactor. So, please keep in mind when uranium-235-92 is going to bombarded with neutron, barium, krypton and 3 neutrons also released. 3 neutrons also released. Okay. So, barium 14456, krypton 8936 and 3 neutrons is the final result in this nuclear reaction here, right. So, it will not stop because I already told you in the next in the last minute. So, these 3 neutrons again may participate with the source and they may release some other neutrons and some other new products, right. But anyhow, here according to this equation, so when uranium-235-92 is bombarded with neutron, then uranium-236-92, then barium-144-56 will become along with krypton. Finally, the 3 neutrons also the resultant of these nuclear reactions. Okay, right. The same pair can also produce same pair. See this. So, this is the pair. So, here also the same thing. Same pair can also produce. See here, right. So, Sb 13351, next Nb 9941. So, there is a change, right. So, whenever there is a mass number and atomic number changes, see here. So, here atomic number, mass number will be different, here also different. Next, along with 4 neutrons. So, here only 3 neutrons released, here 4 neutrons released. So, when compared to these two reactions, here we are getting new products, at the same time we are getting extra 1 neutron. So, more number of neutrons are released here when compared to the above. Next, or as another example, see here, same neutron bombarded, uranium isotope bombarded with a neutron. See here, Xe 14054 plus Sr 9438 plus 2N10. Here 2 neutrons are released. Observe carefully, I am focusing on neutrons, number of neutrons. So, here 3 neutrons, here 4 neutrons, here only 2 neutrons are released in all these nuclear reactions along with different products. Here different, here also different when compared to this. Okay. Next, the energy released in the fission reaction, of nuclei, like uranium is the order of 200 million electron volt, 200 million electron volt per. The energy released in the fission reaction of nuclei like uranium is the order of 200 million electron volts for fissioning nucleus, right. So, in one fission nuclear reaction 200 million electron volts in case of uranium, 200 million electron volts energy will be released. That you can calculate here. See this. For example, you took a nucleus with mass number 240, broken into two smaller nucleus like fragments, into two fragments, each A is equal to 120. So, mass number is 120. Then you can see how much energy will be released. See this. So, it is binding energy per nucleon. Binding energy per nucleon. For A is equal to 240, it is about 7.6 million electron volt. So, from this graph, EBN as a function of mass graph, right? EBN as a function of mass graph, okay, right. So, EBN as a function of mass graph, okay, right. So, if you see here, energy per binding energy per nucleon for mass number 120, for a nucleus with mass number 120 is about 8.5 million electron volt. One thing is very important, ma. So, this value, that is binding energy per nucleon for A is equal to 240 or A is equal to 120. You can see from this graph, that is EBN versus mass, okay, right. So, see here, the gain in binding energy is, if you take these two, the gain in binding energy is 0.9 million electron volt, 0.9 million electron volt, okay, right. So, that how this value came, see here. So, we are subtracting 7.6 million electron volt from 8.5 million electron volt, 8.5 minus 7.6, that is 0.9 million electron volt, okay, right. So, total gain is, right, that is 240 into 0.9. If you take 240 into 0.9, right, then it is 216. So, 216 million electron volts energy is released. Energy is released in case of nuclear fission, in one nuclear fission of uranium, right. So, that you can calculate energy also in this manner, right. Okay. In continuation to this, the disintegration energy. So, this is what? The disintegration energy in fission first appears as a kinetic energy of the fragments, like this, kinetic energy of the fragments and neutrons also. So, the disintegration energy, the energy released in disintegration process appears as a kinetic energy of fragments and neutrons. Afterwards, it is also transferred situationally, step by step process. It also appears in the form of heat energy. It also appears in the form of heat energy. Next, the source of energy in a nuclear reactor, that we will discuss in the next class. But the source of energy in a nuclear reactor which produces electricity in nuclear fission. The source of energy in a nuclear reactor which produces electricity is nuclear fission. So, what we discussed, this nuclear fission as a source of energy acts as a source of energy in a nuclear reactor. So, in the beginning of this class I told you, so this is the important topic for the construction of nuclear reactor. So, in nuclear reactor the main mechanism is nuclear fission. So, how energy will be released in nuclear fission, right. So, you can say that nuclear fission is a source of energy in nuclear reactor, okay. So, not only nuclear reactor, for atom bomb also. So, the enormous energy released in an atom bomb comes from uncontrolled nuclear fission. I will repeat once again, the enormous energy released in an atom bomb comes from uncontrolled nuclear fission, okay, right. So, this is about today class. In today class we discussed nuclear energy. So, what is nuclear energy? What is the difference in energy released in case of chemical source and nuclear source? Next, what is fission, how the energy will be released in case of fission, and how much energy will be released in case of nuclear fission, that we discussed. Okay.